Hi guys, I am Susan from Orange Light Energy, and I wanted to do a video today talking a bit about the healing journey, the path of healing, how it impacts us. I do energy healing. Jennifer and I both do energy healing. We have a foundation in Reiki, but we felt guided on a different path. We work now with Archangel Metatron. He is our main guide, and just through curiosity, through practice, through our work, now it feels like every day there's something a little bit different that is shown, a little bit different that can be cleared. But I wanted to talk about that path. How does this impact our energy? What can we do? Because doing healing work, it can help you to clear trauma. It can help you to clear blocks, restrictions, things that are impacting your soul, things you may not have realized were there, things you wouldn't even think about. But also things that you might be very aware of in this time, things that impact you every day. But to do healing sessions, to be on a healing journey is not passive. It's not something that you can just go and have somebody clear something for you and suddenly you come out and everything is rainbows and light. There's still work that you need to do, changes in your life, things that you're willing to address, to confront. You see me look to the side, I'm looking at my notes because they've been giving me information around this, things to talk about for a few days now. And then they triggered some wounds in me to give me some more insight. But yeah, you have to be willing to do the work, to make the changes, to see where changes can be made, to recognize in your life where there may be a pattern of behavior, where there may be something that you can do to step forward, to move past it. I'm talking about this from the perspective of a healing journey, but really this could be any path in your life, any situation that is impactful on you. All of these things would apply, because wherever is going on for you in your life, what can you change? What can you do? How can you take action? What power can you bring to it? I said they triggered my wounds, and I had a moment of just feeling frustrated. But because I've been working through these things for a long time, and obviously it's still ongoing, they're going to continue to trigger me. That's the path of a lifetime. But I can look at it and go, you know what? I'm not a victim. I'm not powerless. There are things that I can do here. There are ways that I can interact with this situation, ways that I can find my way through it in new ways, where I can put into practice what I have learned, where I can do what I can to gentle it, to be open, to be vulnerable, to be truthful about how it impacts me and what I need, so that the other people involved in the situation can be aware of it. Because oftentimes there may be things in your life that you're really frustrated, you're really struggling with, and other people don't realize how hurt you are or how much you struggle with something. So sometimes just to be able to vocalize that, to talk about it, can be a starting point. So when it comes to healing classes, healing courses, any healing that you are doing, there's so many different modalities, so many different types of healing. You have to find what is right for you. And if one thing is amazing for you and something else wasn't great, you found something that helps you, but don't discount the other thing. That may help somebody else. Just because it's not right for you, it doesn't mean it's wrong. If you're working with a certain modality, it doesn't mean that somebody working with a different type of healing is wrong. It's just different. Everybody's bringing their own energy to this path. They're showing their own strengths. They're advancing their own paths. We're all clearing different things in different ways. And that's the power in these times, that suddenly you have access to all of these people with all of these skills, and everybody's clearing something different. Jennifer and I work together. We both work with the energy of Archangel Metatron. We don't do it in the same way. We do it in our own way. I have no idea how Jennifer does her sessions, and she probably doesn't know how I do mine. because it's unique to us. It's our energy, it's our soul contract, it's what we agreed to do, what we signed up for. And there's strength in us working together because we can help each other to find context in something, to have understanding of it. But just because I don't do things the same way that Jennifer does, it doesn't mean what she's doing is wrong. It's just different. And so you may find that you may be really drawn to, some of the sessions that we do, and others may not interest you at all. You may want to go to somebody who does Reiki work, who does shamanic work. You may feel guided to, any kind of modality, hypnosis, meditation, color therapy, acupuncture, any of them. None of them are wrong. You choose what feels right to you. What do you feel is helpful to you? Trust your own energy. But I guess I'm saying this from a point of where your energy is, because sometimes you hear people who are really, this is the only way. And to me, I don't feel that way. To me, they're all the right way. They're just, what's right for one is not right for all. And that's the energies that we're in. So you may find that, going to a particular type of healing just changes everything for you. Opens things up and it feels amazing. But a year later, you may feel drawn to something else because your vibration is changing. You're in a different space in your journey. Wherever you are and whatever it is you feel drawn to, let yourself experience it. Let yourself have that opportunity to clear and to release. Like I said, there's no wrong way. There's no wrong path through this. And whatever you're doing, whatever you are feeling is right for you, let it help you. So the next one they had brought up is healing is a path. It's a road you travel down. There's no magic pill. It's about the effort that you put in. You can come and do a healing session. We can clear these trauma. We can show you the wounds. We can talk about your past lifetimes, any number of these things. But what you do with that information is your choice. What is your intention? What is your mindset? What are your thought patterns? What are you choosing to believe? What is your reality? Are you willing to see a path through these things, or do you want to stay in a place where you feel smaller, where you feel the struggle? Do you feel ready to step forward, to be more assertive, to take control of something in your life that has overwhelmed you? Or do you instead choose to see yourself as a victim, as somebody who is powerless? These are all things that will impact how a healing session, or any healing work that you do, will impact your energy. See what is your reality. Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe you can heal? Do you believe you can overcome these things? Intention is huge. And if you come to this going, this is going to help me, I'm going to fix this. If you're going to go to the notes and you're going to recognize these situations in your life, you're going to see where there is things that you can do now to move yourself out of these cycles, to move yourself forward. It's a powerful move. And that's going to amplify the work that is done. It's going to amplify these things because it's going to help you move forward. Each of us is powerful. Each of us has some control. Even when we feel like we don't. I said they triggered my wounds. It's things that feel out of my control because in the past they have been. But now I look at it and I'm like, what? This stuff didn't happen yet. There's still time to change it. There's time for me to interact with this situation, to speak up, to do what I can to change it, to look at the things that are going and to not just let them happen around me, but instead to take action with it. And it doesn't have to be aggressive action. It's just a choice of, how do you want to be treated? How do you want to feel? How do you want your path to move forward? And how do you bring that about? What is your perspective on it? Do you feel that you can take action, or are you feeling defeated? Are you questioning yourself? Are you feeling doubt? Are you giving away your power to others? All of these things will impact your path. It's kind of its manifestation, right? What are you calling in? What energies are you holding? What energies are you calling in? If you're sitting there in a lower energy, in a place of struggle, it's going to be much harder for you to move forward. then if you come to this going, you know what, this work is helping me, I can see these wounds and I'm going to make changes. The changes that they talk about, they don't have to be big. They don't have to be these huge steps. It's just a willingness to do something different, to look at something differently, to choose to see yourself differently. If you can use the momentum of healing sessions, of any healing that you do, to just see that you are taking back your power. You're not helpless. You're not powerless. A lot of those emotions can come from wounding that you have, wounding from past lifetimes, from this lifetime. Things that are in your energy telling you you can't do something, that it's not possible, that you are less, that you are not strong enough. But it's your choice to recognize that that's not the case. No, everybody has free will. Whatever your situation, there's something you can change. There's something you can do to push yourself outside of where you are. Like I said, it doesn't have to be huge steps, but every step that you take that pushes you outside of something that has been held is an opportunity to interact with new energies and to bring new outcomes forward, new opportunities. Because the present is where you hold the power, who you are now, where you are now. This is where you can directly impact change. This is where you can make the choices, where you can use your free will. You have your guides around you, your spirit guides, your energies, your angels, whoever it is that you interact with around you. Or, you may not interact with them. That again is down to trust. For some of us, it is the path that it's a little harder to connect with the guides. I can do it to do things like this, to speak with clients, to do my work. But when I'm asking about my own energy and my own wounds, it's much harder to get information. Because I've got to do the work. They're not going to give me the answers, just like they're not going to give anybody else the answers. They'll bring you guidance, but you have free will. Your guides can help you if you ask them to help you. But you have to be the one to take the action, the one to put your energy where it is needed. Asking your guides for help though, praying in whatever way it is that you like to work with your guides, with your angels, just asking them, thanking them for their help, thanking them for helping you move through situations. When I do it, I try to be as open as possible because I don't know what the possibilities are and I don't want to limit them. So often I'll just say, thank you, Metatron, for bringing me the connections that I need to move forward on the highest path. Or thank you, Archangel Metatron, for showing me my next steps. Thank you for helping me to move through this situation in the way that is for my highest good. Just calling in help, because your guides can help you. They would love to help you, but we have to ask. If we're not asking, then free will is blocking us from getting the full help that we could. So an example kind of how this help can be, the example they were showing me is like you're trying to lose weight. You can ask your guides to help you. Thank you for bringing me a guide who can help me to lose weight. They will help you, but they're not, you're not going to wake up and suddenly be a supermodel. Your guides will bring you opportunities and they'll push you in the right direction for the outcome you're hoping for, but there's going to be changes you have to make. You're going to have to pay attention to your diet, to the amount of exercise that you're doing. What is there in your life that is creating this situation? And it's the same in any area of your life. Your guides can help you. They can bring you opportunities. They can show you where you can go and how you can move through this. But you have to do your part. It's not something that they can do all of it for you. They would not do all of it for you. There's learning, there's growth in every situation. And so to come to this recognizing that you're a team will help you, but you cannot just sit by and expect them to do everything. I guess this comes back to not being a passive journey. Also with relation to this, it's coming up as forcing outcomes. You can't force something. You can work towards your goals. You can work towards moving through situations. You can send light into situations. You can manifest outcomes. Picture yourself the way you want to be. Picture yourself in the place you want to be. Give your guides the information for what it is that you are hoping to get to. But you cannot force events. You cannot force others to your will. This relates to healing in the fact of what situation, what emotional wounding do you have? What are the things that you're trying to work through, the things that you struggle with? When you force energy, when you try and force people to do the things that you want, you're forcing energy. And when you're forcing something, it's like Newton's law. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So if you force something, there's going to be a reaction to that. If you push something this way, then it's going to come back. And you're going to end up creating debt, creating the shadow of that outcome. It's different ways of moving in energy. If you are manifesting something, if you're sending light, if you're sending healing into something, you're moving with the energies, you're moving with the flow, and it's gentle. It's like this. But if you push something, it's going to push back. And you're going to end up, when you take from here, what are you taking it from? What are you pulling it from? It's a different energy. Just finding your ways to move through something without forcing others, without forcing your will, I can see it in my mind, and I'm trying to explain it in the best possible way. It's almost like pushing your finger into Play-Doh, plasticine, whatever something is, like into dough. You've got the ball and you push your finger in. You're forcing it. What comes out here, it's going to create the lump here. You're creating this reaction that when you just go with the flow, when you're asking for help, when you're moving through this on a path that is more organic, where you're all working together, it's a different energy and a different flow. I hope that makes sense, because I can see it, but it's really hard sometimes to explain the concepts that they're showing. They say, if you flow with the energies instead, nothing is forced. You do not get the same reaction. Instead, it's just a gentle flow forward instead of a forced action. So the last part of what they were having me say is that healing doesn't mean that you don't have to face things in your life, that you don't have lessons to move through. I know this. I'm a healer. I've done all of our sessions. I go and see other healers. But there's still things that I need to confront, things I need to work through. It's part of a human lifetime. That's how we learn. It's how we grow. It's how we close out cycles and lessons. You can do these healing paths, but it's a path. It's something you travel through. And the healing sessions can give you insights. They can give you understanding. They can help you to see where in your life these things are showing up. But always, it's going to be about your choice. It's going to be about your mindset. It's going to be about your reactions and your responses. Healing is powerful. The things that we can clear, the things you can be liberated of in this time are huge. There's so much that we can do, and so many of us are motivated to do this stuff right now. They come here and to see what can we clear, what can we heal, because we're coming into new times, new energies, and we want to be ready. I talk to a lot of people who we're hungry to get the healing. We're hungry to clear all that we can, to unburden ourselves, to move forward in these new ways. And it's a really powerful path, but it doesn't mean it's easy. To look at these things, to confront these things, and then to have them show up in your life, to have opportunities to choose to move past them, to play them out differently. They're all powerful tools. I suppose really just the main part of this is that it's not passive. It's not, you can come and you can do these healing classes, these healing courses. If you are a healer, You probably know exactly what I'm talking about. But there's just, the paths in this time are intense and they're beautiful. But there are days when you just go, oh, why? Why is this like this? I've done all of this work. It's part of the path. It's how we clear things. It's how we move forward. Every time you're in a place of struggle, you may find that it just feels overwhelming for a few days, and then you wake up and you're in this new space and you just feel lighter. You feel different. There's also when you push past something that's been hard, something that has held you back, something that in this time has been a burden on you, something that you struggle to confront, and then you do, and suddenly there's again a lightness. There's just this ability to feel different, to feel the accomplishment of it. Because we're in a time when we're closing out cycles, we're closing out lessons, we're giving ourselves what we need to move forward. And they're powerful times, And again, whatever you feel guided to heal, trust yourself. Trust yourself to know your own energy, to know that you are right, that you don't need to doubt. There's no wrong path with this. Just take a chance and see. When I first went to a healing class, I had no idea what to expect. I went to a Reiki session and it took me 6 months to get up the courage to schedule it. I think now I know because it changed everything and my energy knew. I didn't realize I was a healer. I didn't know I had this in me. I had no idea. I knew nothing about this path. I used to watch videos of people talking about healing and they talk about doing the work, and I was like, what does that mean? What is the work? And now as I walk along this path, I'm like, oh, I know what the work is. No, it's the work of making the changes, confronting the things, letting your perspectives change, stretching your understandings, being open to things. It can be doing activations, it can be doing healings, but it's how you live your life. What are the things that you are bringing forward? What are the things that you are working through? So just don't be afraid to do the work. Don't be afraid to clear your path, to make space. If you've been thinking about it, if you've been on the fence and you keep thinking, I really kind of want to do that, but I'm nervous, give it a try. If you don't want to go back, you don't have to. But it may change things for you, and it may change your path. It may give you new perspectives. Every healer can show you something different and can help you to work through things in a different way. I don't know if that's everything I'm supposed to talk about. I'm going to put the link to our services below in case anybody's interested in those. I guess I'm sending love to you all. Just, remember how important your mindset is and the things that you are bringing to your own path. Healers can help you. Your guides can help you, but you're not outside of that path. You are a vital part of it and the only one who can move you forward. All right. I hope this all made sense. Love to you all. Bye.